Hi, this is Passy's World of ICT and welcome to part 6, our final part in the horse racing tutorial. So where we had got to so far is we'd made a start screen and you can press that and then get on the arrow key and race horse number 2 to a photo finish win. Now in part 6, when we finish and we have the winner message displayed, we're going to have a button here, race again. Alright, and you can click on that and that'll just start the whole game off again. Alright, so we can race again and we've won. Let's just do it one more time. Now what sometimes happens when you race again is that horse 6 gets faster for some reason, and we haven't figured this out, but he sort of becomes impossible to beat until you play for a few times and then he slows down again. Now that's kind of a glitch which we haven't figured out, but it kind of adds a bit of randomness to the game, and I kind of think it's a feature rather than a problem. Alright, so let's get into Flash Actionscript 3. Now we're not creating new. What we need to do is go back to Horse Race Part 5, where we had that, and the first thing we need to do is make sure we're clicked up here in the layers onto frame 2, so we're working on frame 2 here, and we need to make ourselves the race again button. So we'll use the rectangle tool, we'll have a black outline, and for our color, remember we want to use that maroon color we used last time. Alright, so best to build this off to the side, otherwise it could interfere with what we've already got on there. So we'll just kind of get that box drawn up, and then I'm not sure about the color on that. We might have had more of a plum color. I'm not sure. Let's just okay, what I did was I went back to and had a look at the start button then offline, and you get its color number, and its color number is #66033. See it in the left hand corner there? So it's actually this color. So now I've got the right color. So remember that with Flash, that when you're doing colors, if you want things the same color, everything does have, watch as we move around here, a color number on it. Alright, so you can pick the color that you want. Alright, let's get on to the text tool now, and we need a text box in there. We need to change the color to white, and we want to have that say race again, and that'll be okay in the Arial black font that we've got. Alright, so onto the black arrow key, and we'll just move that into position, and so we've got the graphics now for our button. Okay, if we highlight that, what we can do is modify, and don't use Combine Objects Union, because remember that messed up the writing. If you actually use Group, okay, Group down here, that's the thing which will group all those items into one unit. So now we can move them around and they're one unit. Now, we will now draw a square around that with the black arrow tool and do the old modify and convert to symbol. And this one is going to be restart, and capital BTN, that's kind of like a Flash standard, and not movie clip, but make sure you change it to button. Now, if you hadn't grouped those, when you made them into the button, convert to symbol, that would group them for you anyway. So that's now all in its group, so we can move that into position. Alrighty. The thing is, though, if we run the game now, alright, and start it. See the race again symbols there already. We want that to appear right at the finish so that they can then have the option to race again. And we also might have to move that down a little bit out of the way. So let's just do that. Make that button a little bit lower so it'll be underneath the horse's legs. Now, alright, so we need to get into the ActionScript code. So up on the layers here, make sure you click into frame 2, the ActionScript code, and then window and actions. Okay, now down here where we made the winner message invisible, we need to make winner message and the restart button both invisible. So restart button invisible. So I've just added that into the / comments. So down here we need to add in restart BTN, all right, and its visible property, we want to make that equal to false. All right, so that won't be there, won't be showing up when we start our race. All right, so we could just test that quickly. All right, and straight away we have a problem there, and undefined property restart button. And I'll tell you why that happened right now. That was because, remember, when you make the symbol, all right, it was called restart button, but down here in the left-hand corner, remember the instance name. You have to put that in there, otherwise your Actionscript won't know what that item is. This instance name down here is the link into the Actionscript, and if you guys leave that off, you'll get the error we just got then. So now let's try it. Okay, it's good. And see, the restart button has gone invisible at the start of the race. All right, now we need to get it to show up at the end of the race. That's the next step. All right, so click back into Frame 2 Actions and Window Actions, and we go back in there. What we need to do now with this restart button is, remember, down in the Actionscript code where the main race starts here, where we're checking for horse 6 hit, down in this whole section here, we need to make some modifications in there. So if horse 6 has collided with the rectangle and is finished, we need some code in here, which I'll just paste in, which I already had in Notepad. And see, this /* does a comment. So I want to give the restart option. So we're going to go to a function we're going to write called restart game. And we need the same thing down in here. If horse 2 happens to have won the race and we've now stopped, we need to give the restart option. All right, so we need restart game. All right, now our next step is to write this restart game function, or start writing it. Okay, so we're going to go down near the end of our code and put that in. All right, down here. Now, yeah, we'll get the Actionscript code for that, and we'll be back. All right, now to code that restart game function, what we're going to do is we've got this Actionscript code, which I've just pasted in. Function restart game. All right, so we've got the restart game set up here that if either horse has won, it's going to go to restart game. Now, we want the restart button to become visible on the screen. So remember, at the start we initialize it false, we set it to true. Now we're going to put a trace in here too. What a trace is a trace is just where you put in some writing that's going to come out in the work area. All right, and we're just going to have that. We still need to code the restart. Now, we're putting a stop here, which is supposed to just kind of stop everything where it is. So we're not writing the function yet. We're just doing a little bit just to check that all these calls are working. And it's best to do that. Like, don't write the big restart game function, all of it straight away. Just do a little bit. Put a trace in so we can see that it reaches here okay, and let's just show you what we mean. So we'll press Control Enter, and we've got a problem here, okay? And remember, I wanted to show you this. This is the classic problem you guys will probably have a lot. Expecting right brace before end of program. All right, so let's just go back into our actions. Window actions. What happened was I've got this opening bracket here for the function, but I forgot to put the closing bracket, right? So what we're going to do is just go back here and put that closing curly bracket. All right, so if we press Control Enter now and start our game, all right, horse 2 wins there, but something else is going on as well. When we go back to the work area, see here, it should have just said that message once. We still need to code the restart, but what it did was it just kept looping around, repeating that until we actually stopped the thing. So it seems like in Flash, this window actions, this stop doesn't stop everything, all right? So I did some Google research on that, and that seems to be a common issue, and no one really kind of had an answer that I could find to fix that. But anyway, it's okay because that's not part of the real function now. We're going to get the code for the real function and write it right now. All right, so we don't need this trace. I just wanted to show you how to do a trace. It's brackets, put it in single quotes, just so you knew how to put that in as you're building up. So remember, it's best to build up all of these things in sections. Okay, so here's our final section here. So we need this code. Alright, so we'll paste that into the Actionscript and explain what it's all about. And hopefully we'll have the right number of brackets. Alright, so we had restart button visible equals true, so the button shows up. Now we need an event listener to know that that restart button is being clicked. So we're setting that up, and then we're going to go to a function called restart race. So we've kind of got a function inside a function here. Function restart race is going to respond to that mouse event that they've done the click, and it's going to add the event listener back so that horse 2 can be moved again, because remember, when we stopped the race, we took that event listener out to stop horse 2 from moving, so we had a still photo finish. So we just need to add that back in again so that when the game restarts, they will be able to push the arrow key and move the horse. But this is the main thing here, go to and stop 1. So we're going to go back to frame 1, remember that opening intro screen, and start the game from there. Now I've put some comments in here because if you said go to and stop in 2, it didn't seem to work, alright? And there's also a glitch here on the restart where horse 6 will get randomly faster, and I don't know why that happens, alright? But I think this is it, so let's just close that down, close down that message area here, and Control Enter to run our race and see what happens. Okay, so we start. Horse 2's galloping away there. Whoa, what a great finish. And here's the winner, so we can click the race again button. That will take us back to frame 1 to start again, so let's race again. Alright, this time horse 2 has just got it by a tiny little nose. That's why it's cool to have that photo finish. Let's start again. Now, horse 6, for some reason, you can see here, each time we start is getting faster and faster, and it's actually getting impossible to beat horse 6, alright? So after a few games, I don't know how many it takes because this is random too, horse 6 will slow down again, believe me, right there, okay? So after so many games, horse 6 slows down, but then it starts getting fast again. Now, cannot work out what that glitch is in the code, but it's kind of interesting because it adds some randomness into the game. Alright, so let's just go back to window actions and have a look again. So we have the main function here is for the racing. If neither horse is won yet, then we get horse 6 to move along a bit here. And we are pushing the right button to keep horse 2 going. Then we have the stuff here that, like, if horse 6 wins, we need to remove an event listener to stop horse 2, and we go to that restart game option. Alright, likewise, if horse 2 is won, stop horse 2 moving by taking away the event listener, go to restart game. We just did restart game, which is the main part of this part 6. Okay, restart game, and we needed to get that button onto the screen by making it visible right here, and also then make sure that we add an event listener to that button so that the person can actually click it. The response when they click it is to go to another function inside here called restart race. Restart race is going to basically get us back to frame 1 and stop there so that the person can press the start button. It is also going to enable horse 2 to move again by adding back its event listener. Alright, so that's our finished horse race. I'm really sorry about this glitch with that gray horse getting faster and faster. I've Googled, I've looked at the code, I cannot figure out how to fix it, but if anyone does know, please go to our website and email us. There will be a link to the website with all of the full set of tutorials and explanation about this race game in the introductory text of this YouTube video, and that'll be at Passy's World of ICT. So we hope you've enjoyed this tutorial and that you have learned quite a bit about ActionScript programming in Flash.